There's something about this fixture. These two teams have produced several Firpark thrillers in recent years. There's a good chance of another one tonight. Eric Black's hoping more magical Motherwell memories are made of this. There's a debut for French keeper Francois Dubourdeau in place of Stevie Woods, who drops to the bench. So do Roberto Martinez and David Ferrere, while Dirk Lehmann is out after damaging ankle ligaments. So there are recalls for Stuart Elliott, Jan Soloy and Stephen Pearson. 4 changes in all from the side beaten at Dundee at the weekend.
Yeah, I asked Eric Black downstairs, Ian, if he was going to try and match up with Celtic. He said, yeah, we're going to try, and he knows this is going to be a real test for his young Motherwell side tonight. The one thing you would say though, no lack of physical strength along the back there. If you look at Deloumeaux ready and strong, and you know, given the absence in the Celtic side of Sutton, Baldy and Vilharen, they may not find themselves under the same aerial threat that Celtic might otherwise provide in these matches. Very young midfield, and I think this lad in particular has a big job in his hands tonight, because both Moravcik and Petrov playing in the midfield for Celtic, both will get forward. And they will miss Scott Leach tonight. He's been given a rest, he's been carrying an injury. Eric Black, I think, sensibly has decided to give him a rest between now and the end of the season, but his defensive awareness will be missed tonight. McFadden and Elliott have set up as a front flat 2, but I think McFadden will drop off.
Well, Celtic are without 2 of their main men. Bobo Balda and Neil Lennon both have knee injuries. Alan Thompson is still suspended, but John Hartson is back from a ban. Tom Boyd and Paul Lambert are former Firpark favourites. Stephen Crainey has certainly deserved his Scotland call-up. Steve Guppy makes his 3rd successive start, and that is his best run at Celtic.
Yeah, just the one change from the weekend, Neil Lennon out, and they will miss him. On the one hand, I think it means that Sylla and Petrov will have to be more defensively aware at times. I don't think for a minute that means he won't bomb on. And there are times where he'll bypass Moravcik, Larsson and Hartson. I don't think Martinez can restrain this young lad these days. And the other thing is that Guppy and Agathe, and we heard the lads in the studio talking about Agathe in particular, but I don't think you can afford to stand off Guppy either. I think if you stand off him, he will provide as good a final ball as you'll find anywhere in the country.
Well, a visit from the old firm always raises the stakes for teams like Motherwell, even more so when it's the champions and champions-elect who are in town. Celtic are just 2 wins away from retaining the title. In fact, if they win tonight and Rangers lose at home to Kilmarnock tomorrow, that would be that. Championes. Well, Motherwell usually save their best for these occasions. Just as well, because they are up against the very best tonight.
All right, guys, all the best. Come on, boys. Let's go, come on.
Celtic are at Firpark. There's always a buzz around the place when that is the case. Fire for 21-year-old Francois Dubourdeau, and with a name like that he had to come from Bordeaux. He did 3 months ago. Henrik Larsson scored 53 goals last season, but none of them came against Motherwell. He's made up for it this season though with 2 in 2 against them, including a last-minute penalty winner here in October. Just lately though, Stilian Petrov has been Celtic's main man in front of goal with 3 in the last 4 games. Few midfielders burst into the box better than he. Stuart Dougal is the man in the middle, and we all better get used to him, because he'll also be in charge of Celtic against Ayr United at Hampden Park on Saturday on Sky Sports. Eric Black was at Celtic, of course. Works there with John Barnes, now a manager in his own right, although assisted there, as you can see, by an old foe of Celtic's, Terry Butcher. Makes puddles all round. been a forgettable season for Motherwell, a season which saw a change of management, and they've never been out of the bottom four either. Since Celtic suffered their only league defeat at Aberdeen before Christmas, they're unbeaten in 13 SPL matches, and they've won 11 of those. Well, a couple of years ago, you got the impression Motherwell were a club going places, yet really they haven't gone anywhere. But then a couple of years ago, you got the impression Celtic were going nowhere. Now they seem to be going everywhere. Times change quickly in football, and you've got to keep up. At the moment, nobody can keep up with Celtic, who are closing in on back-to-back titles, something that incredibly they haven't managed for 20 years. But Motherwell always give them a game, especially here.
Yeah, Martinez was telling us at the press conference yesterday that his job is so much easier now. His side can see the winning post, they can almost touch it, and I think at this stage of the season, when you get so close, you would gladly play every night of the week to get the job done.
Yes, Martin's looking a little more relaxed than usual. I think he senses he's nearly there. John Robinson too, a little more relaxed, and only smoking about 3 packets before kick-off these days. Here's Crainey, looking for Hartson, but it's straight through to the debutant goalkeeper, Dubourdeau. Deloumeaux is also part of the French connection at Firpark. Here's Mjallby. He's only missed 1 game this season. A hugely consistent campaign for the Swede. Mjallby is looking for Larsson. Motherwell's only wins in the last couple of months have come against the 2 teams below them in the table, Hibs and St Johnstone. Here's Stuart Elliott though with an early opportunity, and McFadden as well, who's been one of the stars of the season, perhaps the star overall for Motherwell. Agathe challenge. Here's Petrov, Larsson, and now Agathe looking to get into full flight early on. Hammell will have his work cut out tonight. Agathe's gone past him. Hammell tried to foul him.
You saw the preference there, Ian, for him to get back onto his right side, as Gordon Dale suggested. I think you're always better showing Agathe the inside, but you saw how keen he was there and how good he is at getting back onto his right side and getting down the outside.
Mjallby was sold a little short. They didn't seem to be ready for Moravcik's pass. Crainey now to Larsson. Steve Guppy. Lambert, former Motherwell man. Spent 3 seasons here. Moravcik. Hartson battling with Brett Strong, and that could be a very physical contest. So Hartson back from the ban tonight, but Thompson is still suspended. Although he is here watching. Crainey to Guppy, who also played under Martin O'Neill at Leicester and at Wickham. Yet to really prove himself to these Celtic fans, not that he's had too many chances to. Here's Larsson, and sticking close to him is Deloumeaux. Guppy gets it back. Larsson sets it up for Moravcik. Might come for Agathe yet. Hammell was with him, but it has trickled out. Hartson. It's an easy take really for Dubourdeau.
It's a decent effort by John Hartson. If anything, hits it slightly into the ground, but did well to make the space here, get away from Greg Strong.
Here's Carl Reddy, who played with John Hartson in the Welsh national team a few times. Crainey, Larsson. Crainey again, up towards Hartson. Greg Strong won that particular duel. Given away though by Corrigan. Here's the man they call Stan. Petrov. Lambert. Tom Boyd lifted the Scottish Cup with Motherwell back in 1991. For a brief spell with Chelsea. A decade with Celtic. Hartson centre. There's Deloumeaux. Rick Black has found some useful players via his contacts in France. Eric himself used to play there for Metz. Deloumeaux is certainly one of them. 5 minutes gone, no goals in the opening stages at Firpark yet. Celtic trying to do something about that now. Eric Strong's clearance cannoned off his own man Soloy, dug out by Reddy. Celtic's throw. Crainey's long throw, on by Hartson, turned back by Larsson. Here's Petrov, Moravcik, Agathe. Agathe giving Hammell the run around, and what a teasing delivery! And Hartson's header goes wide.
Terrific way play again by Agathe, who looks as if he's right in the mood tonight. What a terrific delivery, often criticised for his final ball. Wonderful ball in. John Hartson may not have expected to get in the end of this. Seemed to see it at the very last moment. Didn't really have a chance to set himself.
19 goals for Hartson this season. The strike partner Larsson is on 29. Here's Keith Lasley. Corrigan. Sent back by Deloumeaux, but with a bit too much on it. Black took over halfway through the season when Billy Davis departed. Douglas has only conceded 1 goal in the last 6 games, so Motherwell are going to have to be on top of their game to prize apart Celtic's strong defence, which of course includes the former Dundee and Livingston keeper, who has settled in well after a dodgy start to his career at the club. Here's Soloy. Deloumeaux. Chased by Elliott, and Motherwell it's gone to the goal kick.
Yeah, the one thing we know about Stuart Elliott, he will chase all the lost causes tonight, and he does give them a good option as well, because for one who's not the tallest, he does get up very well, and he'll give Motherwell the option tonight of getting it forward quickly with the diagonal ball, and he'll win his share.
Victory for Celtic would put them 16 points clear of Rangers. There's never really been a way back for Rangers this season. Very soon it will be official. Definitely no way back. A 38th League Championship beckoning. Here's Paul Lambert. Hartson, Lambert. He tucks it through to Larsson. Magnificent return. A wonderful goal, a magnificent move. Celtic closing in on the title in serious style.
I think you found the right advocacy. It's a special bit of football, all started by a special player in Paul Lambert. And if you see the 1-2 here, Keith Lasley switches off for a second. Lambert's in behind him. But who's this for a reverse ball from Larsson? Wonderful. And Lambert, who had followed his pass, gets the payoff. And really, Eric Black, I think, has to put his hands up here. There's not a lot you can do when you're opened up with that kind of flair from those kind of players.
That was quality. Paul Lambert scoring against his former club. But credit to the others who played a prominent part in setting it up for him. He doesn't score that many, Paul Lambert, but when he scores them, wow, they are good. This is Greg Strong. Celtic in a mood, in a hurry to clinch the title. Hartson looking to latch onto this, but Dubourdeau comes. Agathe. Lambert, the goal scorer. Here's Moravcik. Now Petrov. Motherwell unable to cope with Celtic at the moment, but then not many teams can. Here's Didier Agathe. Lambert. I think the Celtic fans will allow him that one after the fabulous football that led to his goal.
That was just so well constructed. It was Moravcik who picked it up to find Lambert initially. Lambert, as he knocks the ball forward here, follows his pass, in he goes, he's in behind Lasley, probably thought he wasn't going to get it back from Larsson. Larsson appeared to have nowhere to go, and hey, with this lad you never know. A delightful reverse filled, absolutely perfectly for Paul Lambert.
Well, we've got a couple of crackers on the opening day of the season, Paul Lambert. Pretty neat goal to it. Come on, I think it was. 4 goals this season. 4 glorious goals. There's Corrigan. Soloy. Pearson. Corrigan. Conceded 3 first half goals in the Scottish Premier League all season, so he might be feeling reasonably confident already.
Hartson's won everything so far that's been played up to.
Hartson's not doing too badly either, although Guppy hadn't advanced for that. Steve Guppy a bit of jip there. Just 7 wins in 23 games for Eric Black and Terry Butcher. Moravcik turned back by Greg Strong, who scored against Celtic here in October. An equaliser after Moravcik had belted Celtic in front, but Larsson popped up in the last minute to score from the spot. McFadden is Motherwell's top scorer this season. Is he going to keep this in? He is. McFadden, and it needed a touch from Robert Douglas to push it behind.
Just one clumsy touch in the byline, he would have been in a better position. Stephen Crainey, who will always try and play the ball out of defence, just caught there. And this touch there was a costly one. Otherwise Celtic might have been in a bit of bother.
He's going to take the corner with his left foot. And Douglas with a confident catch in front of the Celtic fans at that end. Plenty of them here tonight, sensing that a party will soon be upon them. Moravcik. Hartson. Hartson given time to cross for Henrik Larsson. Straight at Dubourdeau.
Well, I mean, Deloumeaux can't afford to stand off John Hartson like this. Look at the distance he's given here to pick his cross. Motherwell will have to get tighter.
Quarter of an hour gone and Celtic leading through a beautifully crafted goal from Paul Lambert. Larsson himself hasn't scored for a couple of games. Bit of a drought for him. Motherwell currently third from bottom, but not in any danger thanks to St Johnston. Elliott, decent control, although he was under pressure from Boyd. Moravcik, 36 years of age. Guppy. Tom Boyd. Agathe. Celtic have quietened down the Firpark faithful early on, and there's chance of their own fans being quite so quiet. Lambert. Larsson. Here goes Petrov. Ooh, and Agathe is going to pick up the pieces. Lambert available nearby. Boyd. Mjallby. Boyd. Away by Corrigan, but only to Crainey. Hartson. He was suspended for the match against Dundee United on Saturday.
I'm really surprised that the action areas reflect Celtic superiority.
Larsson now has given Guppy the chance to create something. Larsson waiting, edge of area. Across it goes to Agathe. Motherwell not getting much of a look in. Maybe that'll change now. Pearson. Away by Crainey to Guppy. Just caught by McFadden then, Guppy. Mjallby. Petrov. What a season he's having. Red Strong's going to be summoned to Stuart Dougal here, having a little nick at Petrov.
Yeah, the ball was what might even have been 10 yards away by the time Greg Strong made connection here. Surprised that the referee wanted to work with him.
Just a warning for Greg Strong. But a free kick for Celtic. And Moravcik will take it. Not being able to do much of that. Rather wasted by Moravcik, amusing. Martin O'Neill has only lost 4 out of 70 league games during his time at Celtic, and only 2 of those mattered really. The other 2 came after he'd clinched the title last season, when he tended to give some of the kids a chance, something he'll do again this season soon. Deloumeaux. Elliott lurking, but Boyd stood firm, and here goes Sylla and Petrov.
powerful from Motherwell there. And again, Elliott was a target.
Elliott trying to get in. It's not really happening for Motherwell at the moment though.
Yeah, Keith Lasley doesn't really get this at all. Maybe then as a half chance. Maybe one to take, and again it was struck into the ground.
Only scored once this season, but it was a wonder goal against Rangers actually. Live on Sky Sports. Keith Lasley. Elliott's header back into his own half. Here's Greg Strong. McFadden has burst onto the scene this season in a big way.
I think he'll be encouraged as well when he had a look at Bertie Volt's first squad. Clearly he's going to give youth a chance.
Here's Corrigan. Took his time. Has to go back to Deloumeaux. Eric Black's first signing, he cost £100,000 from Le Havre. Reddy's header. Deloumeaux up towards Elliott, but free kick now for the champions. Lasley's foul on Lambert. Celtic have won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the teams and 10 of the last 14. Henrik Larsson ready to put the pressure on again. Not like that though, it's cut out by Hammell. Larsson was looking for Agathe and Mjallby couldn't find him over. Elliott, Northern Ireland international, but not up against one of the international teammates tonight, Neil Lennon, who has a knee injury. Strong, away by Boyd. Up in the air by Deloumeaux. Petrov. Foul by Pearson, snapping away at him. Mjallby. Agathe. It's going to roll off Agathe and go behind for a goal kick. He comes from Reunion Island. So too does Motherwell's recent recruit David Ferrere, who's on the bench today. So there's obviously a bit of a Reunion Island reunion tonight. Hartson. Here's Agathe. And that's going to be a corner. Bounced off one of the Motherwell youngsters. Pearson. Crainey looking for his first league goal. Celtic did score in the League Cup last season at Hart. Guppy is going to whip this one in with his trusty left foot. And Carl Reddy did well to get that away from Hartson.
Just got a problem at the moment trying to get up the pitch, Motherwell. But you know, this is a thing that we see regularly with Celtic. They back opponents up so well, and if they push their two wide players forward, you have to let your wing backs go back with them. More Motherwell's midfield sat for most of this game in front of their back three.
Corrigan, Lasley, Pearson, Hammell away to his left, Elliott nearby too. Stephen Pearson again. Jan Soloy looking for Corrigan. Martin Corrigan, yet to be on the winning side against Celtic in 7 attempts. Larsson fending off Carl ready. Here's Lambert. Get ready to power again. He'll have a run after that, but well, he has got there. Agathe beat Hammell to it. He recovered.
Oh, that's scary pace, it really is. Defenders just can't handle this, and Stephen Hammell's no slouch himself, and Agathe takes 5 yards out of him there. Problem is, I mean, if you go really tight on him, Celtic will knock it into the space behind you, and he'll outstrip you that way as well.
One way or another, he's going to. Another Celtic corner then. And it's Guppy. Moravcik knocks it back in. Ready sends it out. With Lambert, Mjallby. Moravcik has plenty of space here. Really picked up Moravcik. Time to deliver. Hartson really steered it away from goal. Backing cross too. That's not bad either from Agathe, and Motherwell are being bombarded. Petrov, he stung the palms of Dubourdeau. Here's Larsson and Hartson, and Mjallby couldn't force it in. It hasn't gone out yet. Moravcik's cross, Larsson is there. Goal kick.
Talking about being in the back foot. Terrific variation from Celtic, you have to say. Well, that's moving. The goalkeeper does well there because the ball's moving in the air. Dinked up to the back post. Hartson unselfish, putting it back across the face of goal. And Eric Black must be wondering how his side survived this.
Just watching Dubourdeau there running from one post to the other, back again, and then back again. But he survived a series of scares. Here's Larsson. Motherwell do have the worst defence in the league, in fact. Offside flag went up anyway there. Well, there's some fantastic cup action for you this coming Saturday at Highbury. Arsenal and Newcastle replay. That should be some contest, and you can see it from 11:30 on Sky Sports 1, interactive on Sky Sports Extra. And then later we'll be at Hampden Park for Ayr United against Celtic. That's from 5:30 on Sky Sports 1. When you're in the First Division, it's not every week you get to play the Old Firm. Oh yes it is, if you're Ayr United. Gordon Dale, their manager. In our studio today, we'll be hearing from him at half time with Charlie. But Motherwell looking for an equaliser with Hammell's cross. Made by Crainey.
Good step over by McFadden there. Good awareness there of Lasley's forward running support.
Ready, seeking out Hammell. Well, here's Mjallby. Very much in control in this opening half hour.
I think it's the variation in the play really that and I'm glad it's Gordon Dale and not me that's got to figure out how you stop this Celtic side, because they come at you from all angles.
Yeah, good luck, Gordon. Here's Moravcik. Agathe. Already knocked that one away. Soloy across to Corrigan. Deloumeaux. Motherwell threatening to break into their own half, and they have done. Deloumeaux looking for McFadden. And he gave Crainey gave him a bit of a bump, but McFadden hangs in there. Two of the rising stars of the Scottish game, McFadden and Crainey. Soloy, McFadden, oh dear. Would, I guess, love to put one over the club where he works, Celtic, and Terry Butcher, he'd certainly like to put one over Celtic. Soloy. Crainey and Elliott came across and took a bit of a knock then as well. Lambert meantime has it. Now Agathe. Mjallby. Lambert. Celtic are toying with Motherwell tonight. Burst from Boyd. Guppy. Oh, he's got away from Corrigan here. Steve Guppy. He can usually deliver as well. But Dubourdeau takes that.
Did so well to make the space there, Steve Guppy.
It's given away by Motherwell. And Moravcik sends it in. Corrigan steers it back. That's typical Sylla and Petrov. Here they go again. Lovely touch from Larsson. Moravcik. Away by Reddy, but Celtic are in formidable form.
If you look at the determination Petrov showed to win the ball in the first place. It's not just about what Celtic do when they have the ball. They're up there with the best when it comes to getting it back.
Here's McFadden though, and it's blocked by Boyd, but it comes to Corrigan. Soloy available. And he's there again. Petrov. And the Bulgarian made sure that wasn't going any further. Deloumeaux. Soloy. Hammell. Pearson. Elliott has moved out wide. Here he is. Oh, he's got it across to McFadden, who missed his kick, and most things have gone right for him this season. Here's Larsson. Larsson is going to run into Deloumeaux. McFadden and Crainey were on a collision course then.
Yeah, I suspect Stephen Crainey knew this was coming. Stephen McFadden, well late there.
Boyd. He's come through to Hartson, but Greg Strong managed to nudge it away. Here's Pearson, now Hammell, and now Soloy. Keith Lasley. A good season. Deloumeaux. Yes, it was. He came across. Keeping Celtic occupied on this side. Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half. Paul Lambert's goal separating the sides. And if he missed it, you're going to see it. Away from Agathe. It's going to drop favourably for Henrik Larsson. Celtic. Guppy away to the left, but Corrigan cuts it out. McFadden is caught by Lambert.
Yeah, good feet there by McFadden there. Just to put before Lambert, who was coming in late. Good play, good turn.
Soloy. Hammell. Soloy delivers, but Mjallby saw it coming. Here's Pearson. Now Hammell. Lasley. Greg Strong. Strong bumped into his former Bolton teammate Arne Thompson down in the dressing room area earlier. Strong centre. Leads everyone. Douglas did come for it, mind you.
I think it was the glad the other Motherwell had no one coming in at the back post there.
Pearson's header. Now McFadden, but it's duly dispatched by Crainey. Motherwell haven't had too many problems scoring at home this season. 27 goals. Only Celtic, Rangers and Hibs have actually scored more at home this season. Elliott is available. The trouble is, he had Mjallby to deal with. Stephen Crainey, just 20 years of age, and off to France with Bertie Vokes in Scotland next week. Henrik Larsson steering a shot.
I did well to make the space. I think it might just have sat up slightly. I don't think the Celtics did him any favours here. Just as he strikes it, I think the ball's sitting up. Did well to get away from Ready though. Just a little bit of a bobble. That statistic tells its own story. And you know, while Martin O'Neill I think will be delighted at this performance, he will be disappointed that his side are only one up.
Looking for another now. It's Guppy. Stop ready. Elliott. Wrestled back by Crainey. Say he hasn't played too many games this season, Stephen Crainey, but when he has appeared for Celtic, he has been excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a front player and you want the ball into feet, he is your man because he's so accurate. You know, knocking balls into the feet of his front players, and his passing is so crisp and so clean. And that buys forwards a bit of time. If he gets it in early and accurately to feet, it gives him a chance to take a first touch, get turned.
Here is Crainey.
That was a certainty.
We just praised him. Yeah. Soloy. Deloumeaux. Soloy. Lasley. Motherwell trying to get into some sort of stride, easier said than done against Celtic. Corrigan. Soloy. This is Greg Strong, who has Hammell hugging the touchline, but he's gone back into Soloy. Hartson. Lambert. Here goes Didier again, but this time embarrassing this may be for Motherwell. Elliott looking to send it back, and Mjallby got in the way. Hammell though finds Corrigan, good spell for the home side. McFadden, Corrigan sends it in. Pearson is over there, but Agathe was keeping a close check on him.
Better spell by Motherwell. Pearson prepared to go into the box there. After a good interception by Mjallby, might have been in.
Mjallby, a long throw, seeking out his fellow countryman Larsson. It's Guppy. Moravcik. Lasley, 22 years of age, recently signed a new deal with Motherwell, Glasgow boy. Deloumeaux with the throw. Crainey's firm header. It's going to come to Hartson, who finds Agathe. He missed almost 3 months of the season with damaged knee ligaments. Pearson. Here's Carl Reddy, who spent most of his career at Queen's Park Rangers before heading north. Soloy, who played with Deloumeaux at Le Havre. And in fact, Sylla, who's on the Celtic bench, was with him there. Soloy, Deloumeaux, straight through to Robert Douglas. Hasn't really been threatened in this first half. Certainly in the last 10 minutes of the half, Motherwell have come into it a little bit.
Yeah, they've had a lot of possession until they get into that area there, and they're just having a problem in the last third, opening Celtic up. But certainly enjoyed more of the ball, and at least they're up the pitch now. They're not top of the goalkeeper.
Crainey. Soloy to McFadden. Here's Lasley. Now Pearson, and now Strong. Boyd stepped out. Motherwell looking for a route to goal. All routes blocked at the moment by the champions and champions to be. Here's Soloy. Hammell. Soloy to Corrigan. Hamill's in a bit of space, and Greg Strong is arriving on the scene as well. Strong! Oh, a fine strike! Beaten down by Douglas, and he smothered it too, but what a shot from Strong.
Despite Celtic's superiority, that's all it takes to get Motherwell back into this game. How often do we say 1-0 is never enough? And again, the ball's moving. Douglas does well here to get both hands behind it.
These balls that do move that are a nightmare for goalkeepers. Inside the last minute of the first half. Soloy. Deloumeaux. Lasley. Soloy. Here's Pearson looking for Soloy, but Agathe intervened. And then so did Mjallby. Here's Larsson. Motherwell has certainly improved in the last few minutes Celtic have generally been the dominant force. Only the one goal to show for their efforts, though. It came from Paul Lambert against his former club. Half-time then at Firpark. It's Motherwell 0, Celtic 1. All matches, some entertaining encounters between these two teams in recent years. Motherwell's last win over Celtic came in November 1999 by 3-2 here. Those were in the days when Jeb Braddon used to score from 25 yards and always in the goal away to the right-hand side. Also remember a 7-1 win here for Celtic when Larsson ran riot. Although Celtic's record Premierleague victory at Firpark was 7-0. That was back in 1982. Some chap called Nicholas scrambled a rather fortunate hat-trick. Roy Aitken got 2. Mjallby and McLeod also on target, but you must have set up all 7, David.
I remember it well. I think I've still got the win bonus in my wallet.
Undoubtedly. Petrov. Celtic really should be out of sight by now in this game. But they only have the one goal, scored by former Motherwell man Paul Lambert. And some goal too. Hartson went to ground. There are 54 points between Celtic and Motherwell, and the gap has been evident really. Hartson, Agathe. Larsson on 29 goals so far this season. 151 in 201 games for Celtic, though, is a phenomenal record. Crainey. Turned back by Hammell. Booted away by Dubourdeau. The 21-year-old French keeper preferred to Stevie Woods between the sticks for Motherwell tonight. Here's Agathe. Blocked by Greg Strong. It's Petrov.
Motherwell can't afford to give the ball away as easily as that. When they do get possession, so often they're certainly giving it straight back to Celtic.
Three of the last 4 games, coming into this showdown with the champions. Mjallby's header. Hartson. Now here goes Didier Agathe. Larsson is waiting ominously in the middle. Agathe finds him. Tantalising touch for Larsson. Hartson's going to barge in. Showing off. And he's going to get it back to Lambert. This could spell trouble for Motherwell. Agathe with a cracking cross. Oh, and it was Moravcik who actually got on the end of it, and Dubourdeau pushed it away.
I think it just gets in between Soloy and Corrigan here at the back post. He's the last man you'd expect to win a back post header. Decent deep ball in by Didier Agathe, goalkeeper committed. Far away.
Moravcik whips it in. Hartson and Crainey were at the near post, nothing doing that time for Celtic. Here's Moravcik again. And Dubourdeau comes and claims it. He actually has been at Motherwell for 3 months, but just after joining broke his thumb and was out of action for a while. But Eric Black's been impressed with his performances in the Motherwell under 21 side. Celtic's under 21s, by the way, they're also 2 wins away from clinching their title. Oops, poor Lambert. Tried a fancy flick. Here's Pearson. Elliott. And McFadden now. He's got it across, but there's nobody in there.
Yeah, that's been the problem, because both McFadden and Elliott have broken wide at times tonight, but any time they have managed to get the ball into the box, there hasn't been an amber jersey in the penalty area.
Moravcik. Hartson. Larsson to Agathe. Hammell got a foot in, but here's Petrov. Now Crainey. Now Moravcik. Guppy hugging the touchline if he wants to use it. He doesn't want to use it yet. Now he will. Guppy's centre was snuffed out and Motherwell took on the attack themselves with Soloy. Crainey wins the race ahead of McFadden. Deloumeaux. McFadden. Just poked away by Boyd, and now Moravcik will find Larsson, and Lambert joins him. Petrov. 3 goals in the last 4 games for the Bulgarian international, who's already captained his country. Number 22, here's Larsson. Agathe. Agathe moves away. Pearson. Moravcik still there. Paul Lambert. Crainey. Hartson. John Hartson has to settle for the corner.
Again, it's the patience of the build-up. They pick their way out with Celtic. Eventually it's the inside left channel opens up here. Good body strength by Hartson there. Deloumeaux did well to squeeze him out on the line. Once again, Motherwell will find themselves very deep.
Moravcik sends it in, and Larsson is there, and that's just typical of Henrik. So good in the air, and Celtic have got their second goal, but it's been a long time coming.
That's how he makes his living, just stealing a yard from defenders. It's Greg Strong on this occasion, I think. And it's half a yard, that's all he needs. I think it's close enough. You're looking for your goalkeeper to come and try and get a fist in that. If he'd come a bit earlier, and Larsson's not really high off the ground when he gets the head up, not under any real pressure, and it's a cheap goal for Motherwell to concede.
How many times have we seen him do that though? Put in the air. And Pearson on the ground too. Celtic sitting pretty, but then they have been for most of the night really.
You always want the second goal away. One is always a difficult lead to protect, no matter how much of the game you're having, and Martin and they will be far more relaxed now. They feel the job is, if not done, they'll feel they're halfway there.
Well, none of Larsson's 53 goals last season came against Motherwell, but he's now scored in all 3 games against them this season. I think he took it personally. Crainey in towards Hartson, trying to dig it out. Moravcik, oh dear. Set to lead at the end of the season, Moravcik, but Larsson will be around for a while yet.
It's a decent ball in from the corner, but it's one that Eric Black will feel should have been defended, if not by his defenders, by his goalkeeper, who comes and ends up really getting nowhere near it.
the game, and it's a red card, straight red for Pearson.
I don't know what came over him.
Motherwell are down to 10 men. It's hardened up with 11 against Celtic.
It's hardly known for this kind of stuff, Stephen Pearson, but I mean, for heaven's sake, I don't know what he's thinking there. Well, you know, that Agathe is a lad who's been out already with a serious injury this season, and if he gets out of that one, he's done well.
Well, he's only 19, Pearson, but there's certainly a rush of blood, and Eric Black has more problems to contend with now. A wild kick from Pearson at Agathe, and Stuart Dougal. We haven't shown any yellow cards yet, but straight red for Pearson. Well, there was always going to be a long way back to Motherwell with 11 men.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to spend the rest of the game chasing the ball now. The Celtic will keep it all night.
Boyd offside against Larsson. Three goals in 3 games against Motherwell. 30 for the season now. Still 23 behind last season's tally. Ready. Elliott. Soloy, Corrigan, and Deloumeaux is on the overlap. Celtic have the neatest defence around, of course. They've only conceded 15 goals in the league this season. Still over half an hour of the game left, and a long night for Motherwell. Just got a little bit longer, he thinks. Receiving end of Guppy's challenge. It's going to be a yellow card, I think.
Yeah. I think Steve Guppy's trying to play the ball, but he's just mistimed it. He's gotten late.
Motherwell are going to bring on their recent recruit, the French striker David Ferrere, who scored a hat-trick against Hibs when he came on to make his Motherwell debut, and well, they could certainly do the same again, couldn't they? He's replaced Lasley. Hammell whips it in, and Celtic clear. Here is Ferrere. McFadden. And, well, it was a painted ambition from Corrigan.
Temper's starting to fade there, Stuart Dougal. We'll have to keep the lid on this. Not that I don't think for a minute he won't.
Still Petrov.
Going to be a long night for Stuart Elliott as well up front on his own now. James McFadden's been pulled back into the middle to help out.
Celtic couldn't be more comfortable, really. How many goals can they get? Larsson, Greg Strong muscles him out of it. Soloy. McFadden. Carl Ready. beaten just once in the Scottish Premier League this season. John Hartson now barges his way through. Hartson taken out by Dubourdeau. It's a penalty for Celtic.
Yeah, again, I don't think it's a difficult call for Stuart Dougal. Terrific run by Hartson there. Receptive pace here. Getting behind Carl already. Goalkeeper committed. And well, that's clear cut. Stuart Dougal, no hesitation at all.
Henrik Larsson has had one or two comments on the spot, and I think they were just checking with him that he wanted to take it then. He does. Dubourdeau is in the firing line. Henrik Larsson. Celtic are a team in a hurry to retain the title.
I'd say it's no more than they deserve on tonight's performance, which has been as good as I've seen for some time from Martinez's side. Terrific penalty from Larsson. It's the power and the accuracy. And you know now they're on the very brink of a second successive title.
Henrik Larsson's second of the game, Celtic's third. Celtic fans it. Still the best part of half an hour left at Firpark. Motherwell 0, Celtic 3, and another 3 points, all but in the bag for the champions, which would mean that if Rangers lost at home to Kilmarnock tomorrow, they would be crowned champions again. Henrik Larsson for a hat-trick! Oh, he just couldn't lift it over Dubourdeau.
Terrific ball by Moravcik.
Ferrere. Oh, this could be promising then for Motherwell. Ferrere and Crainey as well. After Corrigan have made the initial burst for Motherwell. It's sing-along a Celtic at the moment at Firpark. Their fans enjoying their night out in Lanarkshire. Hartson. Larsson has taken his tally for the season to 31. Petrov. John Hartson. Crucial control from the big man. Oh, he sent it across for Larsson, and Deloumeaux just did enough to fend him off. Mjallby just managing to force that back. Corrigan and McFadden blazes it well wide.
That's just not been his night. I think it's this kind of opposition that young James McFadden will want to produce his best work. A lot of people tipping him for big things.
Moravcik, Lambert, Crainey, Guppy now having a run at Motherwell. Mind you, everyone's having a run at Motherwell tonight. Guppy will happily let that roll for the corner. corner in. Petrov on the volley. A stunning strike, matched by the save.
Yeah, it's an exhibition match now. He really couldn't have caught this much sweeter than he did, Soloy Petrov. Goalkeeper, I think, went for the Hollywood save. I think it was always getting there. A fabulous volley from Soloy Petrov.
Paul scored the other season at Manchester United. It went into Skulls, not quite to Petrov. In comes the corner. Henrik Larsson was on the end of it again. Oh, there could be a break on here, another one. McFadden. He's got Elliott with him. It breaks kindly for Soloy. Now Corrigan. Over the head of Elliott, and look who's back there. Agathe. Celtic have 3 goals, 3 points, and they're going to have 3 subs in a moment. It's going to be a mass change from Martin O'Neill. Lambert for Moravcik. Here goes Lubo. Larsson. Agathe. Here's McFadden. Soloy. Now Celtic, I think, keen to make a triple change now. First of all, Jamie Smith is going to come on for Agathe. Celtic throwing in all 3 subs. They know they've got it wrapped up here. Another excellent contribution from Agathe tonight. He's replaced by 21-year-old Jamie Smith, who makes his 9th appearance of the season, 8 of them as a sub. Paul Lambert's given a rest, and he's going to be replaced by McNamara. Lambert started the scoring tonight for Celtic in some style, and the Celtic man is replaced by McNamara, and Moravcik is also coming off. He's going to be replaced by Sylla. Blimey, that was hard work keeping up with all of them. So, a triple substitution midway through the second half. It's Motherwell 0, Celtic 3. I think Paul Lambert wanted to come off actually, but that's no surprise. Who would? Celtic very much in control. And they have been for more or less the first whistle. Sylla making his first appearance in the league for 3 months, and well, he needed to put it back really.
I think Motherwell look now as if they want into the showers. We happily hear the final whistle now. Celtic players running off amber jerseys almost at will now. Here's Mjallby. Here's Soloy. McFadden. Celtic, remember, have done this without Dubourdeau and Neil Lennon and Valharan and Sutton. Sylla. Jamie Smith just turned out. Soloy. there by Ferrere. Typical uncompromising challenge from Mjallby. It's got to be in range.
We have played 70 minutes at Firpark and Celtic lead 3-0. 1 for Lambert, 2 for Larsson. Would be the left foot of Hammell. Elliott is also there, and Ferrere is waiting too. It is David Ferrere, but there's a quick break on the wall by McNamara, I think. By Celtic to clinch the championship, although they won't need that win if Rangers were to lose at home to Kilmarnock tomorrow night. Soloy, McFadden, and into Petrov, and now Sylla finds Larsson. Here's Jamie Smith, who'll be eager to impress. Smith taking on Hammell, but his cross was cut out by Greg Strong. McFadden across to Corrigan. Motherwell trying to come up with something. McFadden. Soloy. Cleared by Boyd. Petrov leaves it for Jackie McNamara. Now Crainey. McNamara has been named in Bertie Vogt's Scotland squad to face France. And the Scots have another friendly coming up next month against Nigeria. Petrov is going to have a go here, and they're inviting him to. He's gone for the chip this time rather than the blast.
I don't think James McFadden had anything left in the legs there, just couldn't close Sylla and Petrov down at all.
Here's Steve Guppy. Larsson had gone out wide, see what was happening, and there's plenty happening for Celtic tonight. Here's McNamara, Jamie Smith out wide. Smith ran into McFadden then, but Celtic looking for another route. Stephen Crainey is going to have a blast. Ooh, just fizz past Hartson wide.
Just backing too far off at times and allowing this kind of effort from long range. And the ball's just drained from Motherwell in this second half, perhaps unsurprisingly.
Well, we're up for the Cup on Saturday, north and south of the border. Arsenal and Newcastle replay in Highbury for the right to play Middlesbrough in the semi-finals. And you can see it on Sky Sports 1, interactive on Sky Sports Extra from 11:30. And then we're with Celtic again as they take on Ayr United. What a season they've had. Having met Rangers in the League Cup final at Hampden last weekend, they're up against Celtic in the semi-finals of the Tennant Scottish Cup, and you can see it on Sky Sports 1 at 5:30 on Saturday. Certainly looks like an Old Firm Cup final is on the cards. Gordon Dier will be hopping in the studio now, but Celtic and Rangers, hot favourites of course to meet in the showpiece occasion at the end of the season. Here's McNamara. Crainey. Guppy. Guppy's ready to deliver. Hartson! was up anyway. It wouldn't have counted the tournament.
Terrific ball in from Guppy. He's the type of wide player, doesn't have to beat his defender, and he's half a yard. A great demonstration over there. Hartson clearly off. Terrific final ball.
Leicester City fans will remember crosses like that from Guppy in his heyday at Filbert Street. Here's Henrik Larsson. Quarter of an hour to go. Here's Guppy. He's relishing every minute of this. And Hartson waiting in there again. Jamie Smith. Crainey, Guppy in the side last few games because Alan Thompson has been suspended. Stylian Petrov to Jackie McNamara. Celtic looking ominous and dangerous again. Lovely cross from Smith. And Larsson trying to get in, but it's forced away. Oh dear, that's loose. Henrik Larsson, oh, magnificent for McNamara. And it's scrambled away, but it's in their corner.
Motherwell just gone. Can't afford to do this in this area against this particular side. Better ball across from Jackie McNamara. John Hartson might have been in.
The scoreboard at Firpark tonight is ticking very slowly as far as Motherwell are concerned. Arduous evening for them. Guppy with the corner. Crainey's overhead kick. And Mjallby! Oh! Bang! Johan Mjallby on the volley. 4-0 to Celtic. And it has been a performance worthy of champions.
Yeah, it's that kind of night. We've been through the full repertoire tonight. And Johan Mjallby, who's stronger on his right side, catches this absolutely flush. I don't think it's far away to the goalkeeper, but there's too much pace on it for him to get there. Terrific strike by Mjallby. Well, it's not over yet, but it's put some of the icing on the cake for Celtic tonight. This really has been a special performance from Martin O'Neill's side. Watch it! Watch it!
Showed tonight what they are all about with one of their best performances of the season, and there's been quite a few decent performances. Bad news for Motherwell is there's still 11 minutes to go. Balls on Rangers tomorrow to get a result against Kilmarnock and keep Celtic waiting a little bit. We'll be waiting till next month quite possibly though if Rangers do get a result. The Scottish Cup semis at the weekend of course, then no games the following weekend, and already letting that one go through. Celtic could well clinch the title in the first week of April, which I think is exactly when they did it last season. Here's McNamara. Henrik Larsson is on a hat-trick. To go.
Motherwell could have done with more of that earlier in the match. He's comfortable enough with the ball at his feet to step into the midfield, Eric Deloumeaux. And however disappointing a night it's been for Motherwell, he's certainly been a good signing for Eric Black. I think the worrying thing for the rest, Celtic are clearly the benchmark at the moment, Ian, is that Celtic have turned in a performance of this quality without Sutton, Balde, Volharen, Petter and Thompson.
Not much depth in the squad then. Really has been an excellent evening for Celtic Football Club. They might not have finished yet. McNamara to Smith. Oops, it's just trickled out. Here is McNamara. Larsson. He might get another chance to cross. He does get another chance to cross. Hartson. For Motherwell. 33 matches in the Scottish Premier League this season for Celtic and 29 victories. Awesome. Only Aberdeen have beaten them. Rangers, Hibs and Celtic have held them. Nobody else has had a player. Mjallby. Smith. Petrov, Larsson. Controlled on to John Hartson, who's closing in. Larsson's waiting for the centre. Oh, it went behind him.
Oh, he's unselfish, John Hartson, and he'll feel he deserves a goal tonight. It's been a terrific shift. He could have tried to squeeze that in from the tight angle.
He was trying to tee up Patrick to Henrik. And there's no flag here against John Hartson. Is he going to get his goal? No, he's not. It's just wide.
Again, I think he times the run to perfection here. We'll see here as it's played in well. Very, very tight. Maybe been played onside in the left back position, if at all. And he can't believe he's failed to hit the target. Did everything right. Looks as if it's not going to be John Hartson's night.
There's Guppy though. Hartson waiting. Maybe it will be. Yes, it will be, but the flag is up. No, it won't be.
Flag was up right away. The acknowledgement there, I think he realises. And again, this is the angle that will tell us. Well, if he's level with the ball, he's onside. If he's behind the ball, he's onside.
Spotting the flag. Ferrere. McFadden trying to bundle his way through. Mjallby. Crainey. 5 minutes remaining. Petrov. Sylla. He's gone for goal. Wasn't too far away either.
I think Dubourdeau's fault, it's moving right to left here, it's moving away from the goal. No shortage of pace on it. I must hit this from probably 30 yards, just moving away from the goal.
Shortly for Motherwell. Not sure he's going to be able to do that. Guppy. Always eventually stopped in his tracks. Deloumeaux. Celtic charging towards the championship. Since they lost at Aberdeen in December, they will have taken 38 points from 42. Change from Motherwell there with Stuart Elliott going off to be replaced by Derek Adams, who made his 100th appearance for Motherwell on Saturday at Dundee. Scored his first league goal for the Firpark club against Celtic a few years back. Dubourdeau, the Motherwell keeper, letting in 4 on his debut, but could have been any goalkeeper tonight in the firing line of Celtic. Hammell, away by Mjallby. Here's Smith. Crainey. Guppy. Petrov, McNamara, Crainey. You'll never walk alone. Rings around Firpark. Sylla. There's no stopping Sylla. There's no stopping Celtic. Sylla sends it across to McNamara and Hartson. Oh! It's not meant to be for him tonight.
I think the resigned shake of the head. I think he probably realises he's not going to get one tonight, and he could have done a hat-trick very easily, John Hartson. It's a very good game.
Who's your man of the match tonight then?
I think there are probably half a dozen Celtic players in contention, but I think Paul Lambert in the 70 so minutes or so he was on the pitch was absolutely outstanding, and in the absence of Neil Lennon tonight you'd have expected him to be a bit more defensively aware, but it didn't stop him getting forward for a very special first goal. He's my SPL Bank of Scotland man of the match tonight.
Will be up against the French next midweek for Scotland. Petrov watching McFadden. Here's Ferrere. Celtic having none of him. Have they got a goal left in them? Larsson for Hartson. He's closing in again, John Hartson, and he's gone for it again, but safely taken by Francois Dubourdeau. And his debut for Motherwell has been a opposite of fire as we thought it might. 90 minutes almost up. 90 minutes of torture for Motherwell. Oh, and Henrik Larsson could be in here. Larsson forced a little wide by Carl Reddick. He's struggling to keep that in, but he has kept it in. Goal kick now then. Maybe no hat-trick for Henrik tonight after all. Just the 1 minute of added on time. course, only Jock Stein had done that before for Celtic, and he did it in his first season in charge, Martin O'Neill. An amazing achievement. He has totally transformed this famous club over the past couple of years. Well, they didn't quite make it to 5 goals, but they certainly made it to 5 stars. Celtic at their best tonight, edging ever closer to the championship. Paul Lambert put them on their way, then came a double from Henrik Larsson before another Swede popped up with a contribution, and what a venomous volley it was from Johan Mjallby. Paul Lambert, the man of the match, an inspiration as usual, and more delight for those who wear the green and white, because Celtic are just one win away from retaining the title. So it finishes at Firpark tonight. Motherwell 0, the champions to be Celtic